I dig your socks.
Thank you. They're supposed to be flamingos, but when you put them on your feet, they look more like dinosaurs, don't they?
I was gonna say they look like dinosaurs, and then also palm trees.
I'll take it. Yeah. Palm trees. Yeah, Chris Van Vliet, Deco Drive. So congrats to both of you guys on the movie.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
When your characters first meet in the movie, Michael, your character kind of sizes up Dylan's character to see if he could make it through the selection process.
Yeah.
Right.
When you first met Dylan, what was your first impression of him?
He just popped me right in the nose.
And that was it.
Take it. Yeah, he didn't go down all the way.
Yeah.
But I thought, whoa, I can take a hit.
Yeah.
Then I was frightened because I thought he might get me. No, then I thought, well, first of all, I think the first time I heard him before I saw him, because I heard somebody playing drums, and I met his pop. I walked over his trailer and said, "Hey man, how you doing?" And I met his dad. I think your dad, right?
Yeah.
And he said, "No, he's playing." I thought, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So then we met later, and it's just his dad's a really nice guy, and he seemed to be well brought up.
So if you popped him and he went all the way down, you'd be like, "Wow, this guy."
He's like, next.
Yeah.
Recast.
Yeah. I couldn't drop him. I tried. Yeah.
Dylan,
couldn't knock me down, Ray. Couldn't knock me down, Ray.
Dylan, the amount of skills you learned for this movie is incredible. The gun work, the
Thanks,
combat,
man.
learning a new language.
Thanks.
What was the toughest of all those?
The language is pretty tough.
Are you actually understanding what you're saying in those scenes, or are you just kind of like, just repeating
Exactly, man. Well, so funny. You always go. I've always, for the long. This is my first time having to speak another language in a film like that, and somewhat believably. It's story goes. He taught himself this language in a year and a half, so it didn't have to be like fluent. But you always think, man, oh wow, it'd be cool to do that one day. They must prep for months, and they must have them with a coach for months, and it's like not at all how I remember showing up for prep and just going, what about like the dialect? Just like freaking out about it myself because I wanted to be able to do it.
Those things make me nervous.
And they're like, oh yeah, do you want a coach? And I was like, yeah. That'd be
Turkish is right. One line and two lines of Turkish. Turkish is really complicated.
Yeah.
Really hard. Yeah, that's a really difficult language. You know what? I did this movie called Much Ado About Nothing, and learning Shakespeare, which I had one class in Shakespeare, I think, maybe two. So I was not an educated thespian, in that regard. But that's like learning another language, and it is so fun. But for me, it was like learning a whole other language, and it was really, really fun.
So Dylan, you got to know this character pretty well throughout the the filming process.
Yeah.
What did you learn about Mitch that we might not see when we're watching this?
Oh well, that'd be a failure on my part. But
Yeah.
What I hope translates is what I thought was really interesting about this story, and I also think somewhat realistic to real life, is these guys who end up serving this way. There's a purpose for them in a way, and sometimes it stems from some kind of tragedy that they've experienced in their life. Because you need to have something that can propel you. When you get to a Navy SEAL training, or like when everyone is top of the line, trained, and then it's just weeding out the chaff of not the chaff. They're all unbelievable. Weeding out the one or two kind of that can persist through this insane, rigorous, and psychological torture of a training experience, and I just think that what I always wanted with this guy was for everyone to I wanted the story and the arc to surround his personal experience that he went through, and seeing a guy who went from just this normal kid with the love of his life and everything in front of him, and seeing everything just change like that for him, and what it does to him inside, and what he goes through, kind of, and to look into his PTSD and that whole side of things, and how it drives someone on a mission, and to be an asset for this country, kind of, I just found really, really interesting.